Start tonight with the ongoing redistricting battle. Tonight, we're getting our first look at the proposed maps of California's redrawn congressional districts. Here's that newly released map. It is part of Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to deliver more Democrats to the U.S. House of Representatives. That's in direct response to efforts by Texas Governor Greg Abbott to redistrict in favor of Republicans. California has 52 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. That number is not changing. 9 of them are held by Republicans.
These proposed maps target Republican Representative Kevin Kiley of Rockland, Doug LaMalfa of Richville in the northeast portion of the state, David Valadao of Bakersfield, Darrell Issa representing portions of San Diego and Riverside counties, and Ken Calvert of the Inland Empire. Those 5 stand to lose their seats. Only 4 Republicans remain in what are considered safe districts, and some Democrats in swing districts will find themselves in safer Democratic strongholds.
Now the reaction is pouring in. Supporters say it protects Democrats in tough races. Critics call it gerrymandering at its worst.
ABC 10's Garjpal Sangha is live in the studio tonight with a closer look at the fallout.
Yeah, Chris and Laura, that proposed map is already sparking fierce debate and reaction. And the man behind the map says it's all about stability, while critics are calling it blatant gerrymandering. Paul Mitchell, the consultant who drew the map, says his work tries to build on what the California Independent Commission already created, but admits politics did play a role.
We have these 5 Democratic pickups, but we also have about 5 seats where we have Democrats who, maybe won by a couple hundred votes in the last election, and we can't afford for a Republican to pick that seat up and eat into these potential gains. So we did a lot to bolster Democratic candidates up and down the state that are potentially in tough races, like Adam Gray in the Central Valley.
But the lines he drew are drawing fire. Republican consultant and redistricting expert Matt Rexroth says they look more like political weapons than fair districts.
Well, this is a perfect example of why the voters took the line drawing of district maps throughout California away from politicians. It's an embarrassment, and it's a sheer power play by the governor. There's a district number 3 looks like the head of an elephant. Even a kindergartner would be able to pick out that it looks like an elephant, which is once again just playing political games.
Make some of these decisions.
Democratic strategist Andrew Acosta says the new lines may be effective, but not exactly inspiring confidence.
To dilute some of these Republican seats, they got to go find Democrats, and it looks like they've chopped the city of Sacramento up into smaller bites. This is going to be the question when voters see this. They're going to say, well, what does East Sac have to do with Tahoe? Or some version thereof, because this is what people would call gerrymandering, right? None of this is shocking to me, but the way they've done it is, counter to what we have talked about as far as transparency and good government.
That's going to be...
And Republican strategist Rob Stutzman says the Democrats aren't just looking to gain ground, they're trying to lock it down.
In a state where Republicans get about 40 to 42% of the vote in statewide elections, a minority, but a significant chunk of the state, these maps are going to yield about a 9% representation in Congress for Republicans. Maybe hardened Democrat partisans, sure, will get in line and think we're going to fight fire with fire. But you're basically saying because somebody else is, cheating, then we need to cheat as well. It kind of goes back to the fundamentals, like, well, what are you teaching your children about this type of pitch?
Now, most voters probably won't be paying much attention to redistricting, but if things are approved, they're going to be seeing a lot more ads. Now, new district lines could also spark unexpected campaigns with politicians eyeing new seats. Laura?
Yeah, a lot of change could be on the horizon. We'll be tracking this with every step of the way. Garjpal, thank you for that update.